Good morning, everybody. I have a lot to cover today, so I'm going to have to get right to it. Move from one to another, to another, to another. So I'm going to try to remember everything. I have my notes here, so we'll see whether or not that works and helps me out. I also have my water bottle with me because I've just been losing my voice the last couple days, so apologize for that ahead of time if that happens to me, if it gets scratchy. I'm Colette the Highway Stitcher. I better introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. Thank you very much for your continuing support and your comments, kind comments, and your interest in my lace as well as my whips for cross stitch. So thank you so very, very much. Before I forget, it's 46 degrees here in Lehi, Utah, and I think that's going to be 7 degrees Celsius. And I did not look it up, so if you guys are so inclined, check me and see if I'm right. I'm just trying to get better at this kind of stuff. It's been going up in temperature. It's kind of getting warmer and warmer. We call it almost a springtime temperature here in Utah. But we'll see, because next week there's supposed to be a drop again. And I hope it doesn't happen until after I leave, because I wouldn't like to be driving in a bunch of snow down to California, which is in my plans. So anyway, we shall see. So I will tell you a few life updates first, which include my traveling, and move on to some almost FFOs. I say almost because they're kind of in between. I was hoping to get them done, but I didn't quite. On to my whips. And just a little bit of haul and plans, and of course our gratitude quote at the end. So first of all, the last video was about a week and a half ago. I'm back to my regular day for videos, but I'm leaving next Tuesday to go to California, Southern California. And so again, my videos will be chopped up. I never can be a person who has them every single week at a certain time. But I do not like to have them go longer in between, because then it's too much stuff to cover. So again, I'll have a 2-week break at least, and it may be a little longer than that. I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to do a video. I had some thoughts about trying to do one at my sister's house when I visit her. Her Wi-Fi is not good. She's out in the middle of nowhere, if you can call it that, in Southern California. She does live out in the middle of nowhere in a place that has 6 billion people. And the Wi-Fi and her connections are not very good. But I think I'm going to try to see if I can do a small video of what I've been working on, stitching-wise, not lace-wise. Though I might show you a lace project that I was working on at the conference. So anyway, I'll be going down on Tuesday. I'll be going down first to the Inland Empire area, Ontario, Norco. I'll be doing some visits with friends, which I'll let you know more about that later, how that works out, because I don't usually talk about it ahead of time, because sometimes things get canceled or whatever. So this way, you know, if it gets canceled, I don't have to retell you why, or just pass it on. Then I move on to the Winter Lace Conference, and that is for my bobbin lace, and I will show you what I'll be working on while I'm there. After that, I will be heading to my sister's house to spend a week with her. That's where I hope to maybe get a small short video done, video clip. And oh man, yes, we are having a bridal shower for my nephew's bride-to-be. Her name is Himna, and my sister's having a bridal shower for her. It should be really fun, and so I'm looking forward to that too. I also, just in passing, because it's been hard, I've been kind of, what's the word, discombobulated, reeling, whatever. You know, people can take it in all different ways. One of our good friends who was planning on being a teacher, every year she's been a teacher at the Winter Lace Conference in Newport Beach. She passed away in her sleep a week and a half ago. Sent all of us reeling through the lace community. She was only 67 years old, I believe, or 68. Vibrant, a live person, so fun to be around, so knowledgeable in her lace. And so it's been hard for those of us in the lacing community to accept this. She was going to be a teacher at the retreat, the conference, the Winter Lace Conference. The chair, whose name is Belinda, had to call up every teacher and ask them to take some of Susie, her name is Susie Johnson, some of Susie's students into their class. Then she had to call up all the students and tell them that Susie had passed away and wanted to know if they wanted to go into a particular other class. I can't even imagine how that'd be. Poor Belinda. She had to call up all these people and tell them that Susie had passed away and ask them if they'd be willing to go in another class, since our conference starts next week and Susie passed away a few days ago. So it's been a difficult time for us lace makers. Kind of hard for us to take this in. I'm sure when we go to the conference, we'll be talking about Susie and her life and trying to celebrate that. Back to something cool for one more life update. I got done on my Stitchy Room. I mentioned to a few of you and also posted it on Instagram of how I reorganized and updated it. So I'm going to take a video at the end of this floss tube and show you what it looks like. I'm going to hope that I do it right. I tend to kind of go too fast. We'll see. But I'm going to give it a try. The good old-fashioned try. So, okay, on to my first item of stitchy business, and that's some almost FFOs. I wasn't quite sure how to call this. I was hoping to get these done. They're pillows that I'm making. The only thing I did get done was to cut them out and to sew them because I had to go get some more batting, and I decided I wanted batting for these, just the old-fashioned kind instead of walnut shells or lizard litter or whatever else. I kind of wanted a different feel to them. So I had to go down to Hobby Lobby, and I didn't get down there till late yesterday. So that's why these are almost FFOs. Hope to finish them up this afternoon or tomorrow because I want to take them down to California. The first one is a birthday gift for a friend of mine who's a lace maker. But she is also a minister in her church, and so I thought this would be kind of a lovely combination of a gift for her. This is an old kit, back when I was doing cross-stitch in the 90s, but I always loved it. The Lord is my shepherd with the lamb. And actually, once I started stitching on it, it was really fun to stitch. And the Ada is a pretty color, as you can see, and it was a very soft Ada, so it was fun to stitch on. So after I was done with it, I had some lace fabric that I had for years, and my friend loves grays and blacks, and darks, so I put this on the back. And then I have, see, I do have it here actually. When I went to Hobby Lobby, I found this lace edging, and with gray in it. So I'm going to stitch this around the edging after I stuff it. So I think it's kind of a perfect combination for her. She's a lace maker and also a minister. And so I'm hoping she likes it. So that's the one almost FFO. Another one is this one. This is by Heartstring Samplery, and it's one of her alphabet series pieces. F is for friend. I'm making this for a friend. And here's my backing fabric. It was stitched on, oh golly, a 28 count white even weave. But I did use the called for over dyed threads. And this one I have some ideas too. We'll see how this works out. I do have just regular piping to go on it because this friend likes, like glittery stuff. But this would be interesting. I found this too. She really likes glittery things. And I thought that might be actually kind of cool if it works. So anyway, give it a try and see. So that's one of the other almost finished objects. And then my third one is for my sister. She doesn't watch my floss tubes, so I'm safe showing this. Her birthday was last week. And I finished the horse here from Artful Offerings. I did this several years ago. My sister has horses, rides horses, and I thought this would be, you know, a cute idea for her. I usually get her, like, she loves reading like me, so we usually go to Barnes & Noble and I'll just give her a gift card, but this time I'm trying to finish this up for her. Sorry, I know this was a picture of this plus 28 count blue of some kind, a gray blue, but I don't remember, and I don't have it written down. Well, I probably do have it written down, but I didn't go look before doing the video. And fabric on the back, I was trying to stay away a little bit from an actual Christmas theme, because even though it looks Christmassy, because I'm hoping she'll just use the pillow on her couch all year long. So that's why I did a kind of a non-Christmas feel to it. So that was my third almost finished object. If I remember, I will try to video them when they're done. I've done that before, but I might be rushed, and so I apologize for that. But if I don't, maybe I can video them with the people that they're supposed to go to. That would be pretty cool too. Okay, on to my WIPs. And these are in no particular order. This is my Christmas stocking that I'm working on with Amy Loves Toads. I struggled with this, as I've said before. I do not like dimensions kits. They're hard for me to read. The patterns have the back stitches and other things on top of the actual symbols and in color, and my eyes just don't do good with that for some reason, and I struggle reading them, and it takes me sometimes such a long time to just do 100 stitches. So I want to let Amy know that I'm just so excited, because I ended up getting scanning and copying and fitting together this pattern onto my pattern keeper, and I did this by the lovely help of Marie Burr. She is a floss tuber also, and I'll link her floss tube below, and she is Brenda Handwork Maniac's daughter, and she just loves doing techie things, and she's kind of our techie guru for our lace group, for our stitching group. Still have lace on the brain. And so she told me, oh, come on over and I'll show you how to do it. And we did it. It took 2 hours instead of 4. She told me when she originally did it with her Dimensions Christmas stocking, it took her 4 hours. Anyway, we did it, and I started using it. And you know how people say that Pattern Keeper was a game changer for them? Well, yeah, it was a game changer for me too, but this was a super game changer for me. I could read all the blocks for all the symbols. So I took off again working on this, and I got the whole part of this almost half of that Christmas ornament done. And that for me is amazing. So it's like it just opened it up for me. The back stitching does not cover the symbols, or it does, but not badly like it does with the actual paper copy. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It just has worked out really well for me. So anyway, I played around and scanned in another pattern, a Riola's pattern. I haven't gotten a chance yet to do the finalizing, to combine the pieces together, but I want to do that so I remember how to do it. Marie, thank you so very, very much for that help, if you're watching the video. Oh, this is being stitched on the Dimensions kit fabric, which is 16 count Aida. It's 2 floss threads over 1 Aida thread, and it's all the called for floss. So, oh, I always disliked Dimensions, the gold dimension kits. Now it's like, oh, whoa, I can do more of them, and it's just opening up my life. Even more so than when I originally did Pattern Keeper. Okay, on to the next one. I started the Winter Montage by Janet Stever, which is from Pain Free Crafts. Stitchy Mommy and Cat Stitches are also working on the montage. We're going to do them different months when the seasons start. Boy, I haven't lost my voice yet. let me see if I can look it up and show it to you. I've had an issue with my printer and I can't quite figure out what's wrong. We put in all the new cartridges because it takes cartridges. It's an older copier, and it keeps showing blue. And I did it last night too and checked all the cartridges, everything, and it's still, everything is in a shade of blue or green. None of the other colors are showing up. So it's the weirdest thing. So anyway, I'm just going to show you the copy of the pattern here at Pain Free. So there it is. And this is the Winter Montage by Janet Stever. I started this on the weekend with the group, with those of us who were doing it, and was not happy. The mushroom color is lovely with this warm winter look, but the stitches were not showing up. So I moved over. Sarah was doing hers on white, and now it's probably better that she did. But I moved over to moss green. I had some 25 count moss green Lugana, and I like this a whole lot better. Of course, the regular leaves and things on this pattern are showing up great on it. The yellowish, tannish color is still not the best, but I'm not as concerned on that. But with the mushroom, it didn't show up at all. On this, at least, you can see, the outline of the lighter creamy color. So I think overall, when I get more done on it, it's going to pop out more with this. So be that as it may, I did not get a lot done over the weekend. I had to, since I was switching out the fabric. But anyway, I didn't count on my amount. I'm guessing probably only 300 stitches, 400 stitches. I'm not sure. But it was a good little start, and I do like the pattern a lot. The start that I do upper left, so you can kind of tell I was trying to start one of the leaves that's right there. So got a little bit of the green in, some of the brown. So that was that. Oh, I do one floss thread over one Lugana thread full cross when I do my full coverage. Okay. Now I'm on to my WIPGO projects. My WIPGO, I'm doing a sampler WIPGO year. I decided only one of my samplers was worked on to any degree last year. And I was concentrating on some other things. And so this year I decided I wanted to concentrate on getting more work done on some of my samplers. So the two that were called this month, I don't have in front of me. I think it was 5 and 9. I don't know. I'm not even going to say. You guys who do WIPGO probably know, and you'll be yelling at it to me through the video, but I can't remember. Anyway, those ones that were called were, one of them was Long Dog Sampler, and it was Count Your Blessings. This is one of her older patterns. I started this at Stitch Mania 2017 or 2018. Do not have that written down, but I do have written down what the fabric is, and I put it down here. So this is being stitched on a 28 count antique white Zweigart, and I'm stitching it 2 over 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads, and I'm using all the called for overdyes. So this is an old antique white. It's kind of see-through, but I'm not going to pull up a board for it right now. I must have had a large piece of this Zweigart antique white because I also used it for my next WIPGO piece that I'll show you. So I probably had a large piece of it and didn't want to go start anything else with Stitch Mania. Didn't want to spend any money. So that's why both of them are on this. 28 count antique white linen by Zweigart. The last time I left off on this piece was last Mania. I don't remember what day this one is in my Mania days, but when I do Mania, I'll let you know, and it will be worked on then also. But I do know that only partial part of the house was done. So the whole row, the whole flowers were all done, as well as some of the border, as well as the left sheep and the 20, and a partial part of the house. So I started up on this yesterday, got about 400 stitches done out of my 1,000, which is my goal for the month. So I finished up the house, some of the grass that's going down from it, and that second sheep with his cute little flowers around him. A lot of color changes. I was complaining last night at our Stitchy group meeting. Last night, for some reason, most of the time I don't mind the changing over the colors, but last night I did. I just wanted to get more done, and it was just taking a while. So, but that's all right. Other times I kind of like it. So, and the colors are beautiful. So, and I'm stitching this 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads, like I said, with the antique white and the overdyes. So that's my one WIPGO call. My second WIPGO call I worked on last week. That was Prairie Life Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. And I got 1,084 stitches in it, so I have X'd out the completion in WIPGO for the board. This one is even older. I think I probably started this 2017 Mania. Did not accomplish very much. I picked it up last week to do more, and I wondered why I hadn't done more, actually, because I had actually worked on this in between Stitch Manias in a number of years because I really liked it. Then I realized why I hadn't worked on it. I was missing a lot of the overdyes. I had used them up. Those trees took up a lot of thread. So I started working. I had only done half of this cabin, and I had none of the floss left for it. So I moved over, worked on this little border here, that little tiny quilt there. I did happen to have the colors for those trees. Finished up. I had barely enough colors left for doing this border here, flower border. So I got over to my local stitching store, Craft Center of Fine Stitchery, and I was able to, thank goodness, they had the colors I needed. So I was able to go back and start up again. So this is also being stitched on 28 count antique white linen with the called for overdyes. I did not sub out anything because I wasn't much of a subber back then. I kind of was scared to sub. And it's, let's see, what else about it? It has that same look as the other one, kind of a little bit of see-through. You can tell the lines on it. I don't remember where I picked up. It wasn't, to me, it isn't the bestest linen in the world, but it's working good for this. So if you're looking at it here, instead of me trying to point it out, if I can show you, you can see the log cabin there. I was halfway done with the log cabin. I had finished that top of that tree. And also, I hadn't done the border over to the top of that tree either. I had not even done that flower yet. So the 1,084 stitches was finishing up the cabin, the smoke, the 2 flowers, those 2 trees, the quilting, and the start of another tree, and then the border line underneath. So I'm almost done with the, right there is really the edge of the border that's going to go down the side. So I'm almost to the other side. This is a fun pattern to stitch. Those trees are actually really fun. That's why I was surprised that I hadn't picked it up during the year. And then I realized why I hadn't. So next time, Colette, you're going to remember to write down what floss threads you need after you find out you're almost out of them, instead of having this happen to you. So that WIPGO piece is done. Okay, the next is I did work on one of my yearly challenges from Daily 30, which is a closed group. I have 3 challenges I'm doing for the year, and I work towards finishing them. And as I finish them, I will add a new yearly challenge to take its place. One of the ones I'm working on is Garden Prelude. Last week, I spent a video call with Sarah, Stitchy Marie, because she was also working on Garden Prelude for her Stitching Olympics. It was some of her calls for her Stitching Olympics. And for me, it's just part of my Daily 30 challenge, yearly challenge, so we decided we'd work on them together. And if any of you watch her video, you saw what she accomplished. She got in all of the, like the lightness of the skin, the hair, she got more of her hair done, more of the back stitch, and some of her columns. So with me, when I spent the afternoon with her, I again accomplished a section of the back part of her skirt. So as you can see, that skirt like flowing out, it's really cool how Mirabile does their colors. Well, what I hadn't worked on yet was right down here. So all this area here, and then a few little strips of purple going down. Love the colors in this piece. So I did 300 to accomplish one of my goals, and I will continue to do more to finish up the month. This is being stitched on 28 count Picture This Plus demo cell. That's the pin that's in it. That's the reason why that's showing up there. And I am not doing the background. I'm just working on the actual violinist. And this is for my granddaughter Marie. So I am getting there. If you look at it, I'm about done. I did that one. I'm kind of working on this right here. I'm kind of straight across. So yeah, there's a whole big flow out of dress still here, but I don't know. It's looking like it's feeling like I'm getting to close to a finish. So it's kind of a fun feeling on a mirror to, go, oh, I'm getting there. So, and I'm stitching this 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads, and with the called for flosses, which are mostly DMC, on the Demicel. So that pretty young lady. And oh, to those of you who may be just watching my channel, I changed out the color of the hair to reflect my granddaughter. If you watch Stitchy Mommy, you'll see hers is black as the hair is black, but with mine I changed out to do as close as I could to my granddaughter's coloring. So that's the one yearly challenge that I did work on this week. Oh, and my last, yes, I do have one last piece. There's a few of us friends that are working on My Home in the Garden, and we are doing sections of it. And Brenda and her floss tube, Handwork Maniac, has shown her section cutouts. If you want to go over and watch her, you can see kind of the sections that we work on each month. We started this in October. It has a hashtag called Garden Stitching Sal. If you would like to join us, feel free to join us. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pattern by Hello from Liz Matthews. And I am doing it in the called for color because I happen to have it. It was a Be Stitched Me fabric, and I in their fabric of the month. So I decided, oh well, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I could have done it in tinier count, which would have been pretty, but I loved the coloring of her original choice. This is a Be Stitched Me Peanut, and it's kind of a creamier color, and I really loved how the threads popped out. So this is the 32 count Be Stitched Me in the colorway Peanut with the called for Gloriana threads. And I think that's why I liked it, because I love the way that the Gloriana threads look on this piece of fabric. Our section was this one. So that's what I accomplished for this month's sale. Lovely piece. I enjoy working on this. So I'm the fearless leader of the group. I keep everybody in line. There have been no beatings, so that's good. But I have to mention to Kim, stop going ahead, because you're going to make all the rest of us feel like we are hopeless. So I don't really mean that. Anybody who wants to go on ahead, go on ahead. Feel free. I just like to tease her. So, oh my goodness, did I show the pattern? Yes, I did. There it is. Okay, where are we to now? Haul. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Have to do lace. Because I know people will not be happy unless they see the lace. I'm amazed. Thank you very much. No, I don't have a lot to show this week. I was, like I said, I was working on trying to get some things finished, trying to get some of the stitching stuff done, finish up my new Stitchy Room, which I will tell you about and show you a video about at the end. Just a lot of things. And so I only worked on my lace on my Tuesday lace day, which is you know, at least I will work on lace that day because I have 2 groups I go meet with. So you won't see a whole lot done here, especially those who've been watching. Here's the sled. This is a tape lace. That's the form of lace sled. It's done in sections, and then the sections are knotted and tied off. That's why there's all of the threads hanging down there. Last week, if you were watching, way up there at the top, I was doing a little box, you know, gift box. This one right here. I barely started it right there. No, wait, actually way down there. Way down there. Sometimes you can't even figure out where your videos, how you're supposed to go, up or down or whatever when you're doing a video. Anyway, I started down there and worked my way up a little bit last week on Tuesday night. I had all the ideas that I was going to finish up the whole box part of that gift box and then go do the filling in. But no, the only stitching I did, the only lacing I did was the actual, you know, top part of the box. So, but some of it got done. So there it is. This is a slow and steady project. It's, you know, I have to start each little section and then finish it off. So it works a little slower than the others, but I'm trying to get prepared for the Winter Lace Conference, and I'm working on pieces there. So I kind of have to just put this aside now, and until I come back from Winter Lace Conference to work on it. So I hope, my goal kind of on it, since I'm getting close, is getting it done before winter is over, which I believe that's in March, isn't it? It starts, I think, like the 3rd week in March. So I'm hoping when I get back that I can get these last few boxes done, and so at least it'll be done before winter ends. So another piece that I started last week, I believe, and again have not gotten very much done on it because I only worked on it Tuesday morning one time. But I did end up finishing the little motif that goes in the middle of the first section of this sampler. And this is a sampler. Let's see if I've got a picture of it here. Yeah. This is a torchon lace sampler. Torchon is a French lace. And it's a lace that is like continuous. You do not start and stop the threads until you are done with the whole piece. And all of these, what I would tell stitchers, they're almost like little motifs, but they're the little sections of this lace sampler that show different stitches, torchon stitches, that you get used to. By working this whole section in there, you will get used to that particular type of stitch. Just really fun lace. This one I had to do on a huge pillow, I mentioned last week, because I did not have a, it's called a, okay, Colette, where's your brain? Block pillow. Block pillows have blocks in them, are generally square with different sections of blocks made up of FFOs. So you can place your pattern that's a huge pattern on it, and you can move the blocks around with a lace so that you don't have to use a monster-sized pillow to fill it all in. Well, my block pillows are all being used. So I have to use a monster-size lace pillow for this piece. Because if I don't, the bobbins will be hanging off the bottom by the time I get to the bottom of this sampler. So anyway, if you can kind of see, we've got glare with the window, but I did finish up that whole motif. Let's see if I can turn it here. Really kind of hard to. So anyway, once I get down to the second sampler block, I will be able to start pulling out the pins from the top sampler block because it will be firmly in place by then. And you'll be able to see more of that first block better then. So, and in case you don't know, these are the bobbins. That's why it's called bobbin lace. And they are in beautiful different types of wood. So I'm going to do videos some time soon, I hope, of the different types of bobbins and the different types of woods that bobbin turners do for making them. So, but I just wanted to show you what I was working on. So that is my torchon sampler. And then I thought I'd show you what I'm going to be working on at the Winter Lace Conference. I'm going to be doing a lace called Milanese. It's an Italian lace. It was originally done in color, you know, back hundreds of years ago, but it's been taken and used and made into more of a modern lace. So there's a lot of color work done in it now. And these are the two patterns we could choose between, and so I am doing the cactus. So one of my chores this week will be figuring out what colors I'm going to use. Milanese lace, at least the lace that I work on with Milanese, I'm sure it was done in cotton, but most of the time we work in silks, and we use Gutermann silks, 100/3, that we can usually get at Joann's. So that works out good. So my goal will be to figure out my colors for this and to wind the bobbins before I get down there to the event. We'll see how that goes. I'll be working on that a couple days, but I'm also bringing down a WIP Milanese lace piece to be with my teacher too. One I've been working on for a number of years now, but I am getting closer to a finish. A few people saw this a long time ago when I showed it. I showed it years ago when I was first making my videos. This is a Milanese rooster. Again, it is done in sections. Milanese is also a tape lace. So you do just like see the beak there? You just stitch a tiny bit of the beak, and then you have to knot those threads. You have to sew the threads in, knot them, and throw them out and make sure they're long so that if there's a problem after you take the piece off, the whole rooster won't fall apart. You'll be able to sew pieces back in. So that's why you can't see this poor guy very well. This is his back side. His front side is the completed side without the threads being shown. So when he is totally done and taken off the pillow, I will trim, and if every thread is sewed in and knotted right, I will trim those threads to the very, 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 very edge of where they started, and turn them around. I'll pull the pins out because there's pins in there keeping him in place. And there'll be a beautiful rooster. So the unveiling is going to be wonderful. But right now he's kind of a conglomerate mess of different colors. But I've been working on him a long time, and he is progressing. Now I'm working on his tail feather, the first big, huge tail feather. And I ended up, this is already a piece that was designed in a book, a Milanese lace book. But I actually am partial designer just because I created all my look with the colors, because I wanted it to look like a genuine rooster that my husband has raised, because this will be a gift for him. So I decided what colors would go where and what threads to use. Oh, and those are the pretty bobbins that I use for Milanese. Some other of my friends do too. So that's what I'm going to be doing down at Winter Lace Conference. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. Well, it will be fun, actually, except for us reminiscing about our dear friend, unfortunately. Okay. Excuse me, guys. I've got to pick up my notes to make sure I don't forget anything. And I don't want to start and stop the video. I don't want to put them together. Okay, what's next? Oh, I have a tiny bit of haul. I'll show that to you. I got my Stitchy Me fabric, which is a 40 count linen coconut shell. So this is a pretty color. I think my color and cotton is in the mail. Color and cotton fabric, but I haven't gotten it yet. So I can't show it. Also, there was an exclusive well, let me see if it's a sampler. It was an exclusive kit from Acorns and Threads and Heartstring Samplery. And I decided to buy it because I really liked it. A lot of people really liked it. It has two colorways, and it's called Winter Comes. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen this already, showed it already in your videos if you do videos. But anyway, it's just a beautiful, beautiful piece from Beth Twist. So it came with the patterns for both. Stickers. We all love stickers. And Acorns and Threads and Heartstreak Samplery gauge count. Gauge. And it says Winter Comes on the back. And whatever you chose, whatever colorway you want to do. And I've just been kind of tired of doing black, even though I do like the black pattern. It comes with a book, so I figure I can do it another time. I'm just kind of averse to black right now in my life. Anyway, so I am doing the half size, the pictorial. And it's on Lakeside Linen, Vintage, Wood Smoke, which I love. And all the threads are included. Just so pretty. So I was so excited when this came in the mail. So excited. So that's my haul. I do have another haul, but I don't want to go in the other room and get it. So I will show it next time. But it's just one thing. So, and I do have a note to everybody. I did bring this in, and I want people to know, especially people who live here in Utah locally, that our local store, Craft Center of Fine Stitchery in Salt Lake, got in a boatload of fabric that is considered seconds or not correct colors. Some from Zweigart and some from R&R Reproductions. And so I happened to be down there. They had just barely put it out. And I was down there because I was in between my 2 lace classes and was picking up the floss that I needed for Prairie Life to finish it up. So Jamie, the owner, says, "Oh, you want to see all this?" And she has boxes all along the side. I think it's like the east side of her store with all this fabric. And it really, when I pulled it out and looked, I mean, yeah, it's probably a little off from the actual color it's supposed to be, but for the prices, and I said, I don't care. So there was some banding, different color banding. So if you're interested, they had all different colors of banding. Here's a Zweigart that I got, an 18 by 27. It's a Belfast toasted almond. So, and this is just the right size for a Mira, and it's half the cost. I mean, I don't know how much the linen is regular, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and tell the prices or whatever. I just want you to, I just want to tell you, you need to check it out because it is amazing prices. And then here's some of the R&R that I got. There's no high counts. So if anybody wants a high count, they're not going to get it. I think the highest it goes, I think there was a 36 there. But the colors are absolutely beautiful, and to me, really don't look too much different than what it's called for, which I'm sure if they sell it to people online, it has to be what it's supposed to look like, and that's why these seconds are sent somewhere else. But when you get to look at them in person, they're beautiful. This is called Sleepy Hollow. So these are just a few of what I got. I got a lot. So if you're interested, I'm just doing a plug for Jamie at Craft Center of Fine Stitchery. I'll have her information down below. If you're local, go take a look. I mean, if you're not local, it's a little hard because, again, they are not the exact colors that the companies generally dye for that color, but they are beautiful. So if you're local or if you're over there for any reason, take a look. Okay, my plans are for the next few days before I leave for Southern California, I'm going to finish up my Count Your Blessings, my 1,000 stitches for the Long Dog Sampler, for the WIPGO piece, so that I can set that aside and be done. Because I will be down there all the way till the end of February, so I just wanted to be done and not have to bring it with me to finish. I'm hoping to maybe get another challenge, yearly challenge done with the Daily 30 group. But those are all going with me because I have to do 8 challenges on them for the month, and so I will have to continue working. So those will go with me, which will be, I'm going to leave Garden Prelude at home because I got her done for her one section, one part. I'm going to bring the other 2 with me, which are closer to finishes. One's Emerald City, if you've seen that, and the other is a Sampler, Harriet Elizabeth Co. They're getting close to finishes, so I'm going to bring them and do my challenge stitches on them for the month. I'm also going to bring the baby sampler that I have been working on that I showed last week. And I'm also going to bring my new bridal sampler that I chose instead of the one I was previously going to do. This is a Silver Creek Samplers wedding sampler. It's an older one, but I like it. I saw the newer one and I like that one too, but I think I like the colors of this for my nephew's wife better. So this is called Love, I guess. Let's see, Love Grows. And so I will be starting this and working on this with subbed out colors, which I can tell you about as I put them in, because I'm not sure how they're going to work. It's one of those things where I'm totally subbing out the linen and the colors. So I'll show you as that comes together. Okay, so those are going to Kelly along with my lace pillows, to like the rooster lace pillow and also an empty one so I can work on the cactus. And before I go, I'm going to take you on a tour of my remade and reorganized stitching room so you can see how it looks. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go onto my phone, and of course you won't see any lag in this, but I'm going to get my phone ready and take you on a tour. So have fun. Okay, guys and gals, I am going to try to go fairly slow. I don't have a speaker on this phone, so I'm hoping that I'm loud enough and slow enough. I know I tend to be kind of fast, and then people are going, I'm getting dizzy. So I'll try to go slow. This is actually kind of walking into the room that I generally do my stitching and wool applique and other such goodies in. The other room I film in is my lace and sewing room. I'm lucky, yes I know. As long as I can last in this big huge house, I will. As you go in, there's kind of like a block, the wall kind of goes out. I might as well show you everything. I generally hang my stitching bag here, the main one I take. I did that through one of those 33andMe clubs where you like put the embroidery on. It says Colette's Creations. That's from way back when I used to do a lot of knitting, crocheting, and that was kind of my name. This picture is pretty special to me. This is my father-in-law. He was such an excellent watercolor painter. His stuff was displayed a lot of places in California. My husband goes, oh, I didn't get the gene, but the great-grandmother, grandmother, and the son, which is my father-in-law, did some beautiful, beautiful artwork. And I always loved this one. I always told him, I said, I love birch trees in the winter. I love the ghostly look of it. So we miss him. He passed away last year, but I cherish this picture on the wall. So, okay, to back up and try to show you kind of a span of this room. This is still kind of a guest room. As you can tell, there's a bed right here, kind of one of those beds where you pull out, where you're pulling out the mattress underneath to a day bed. That came from California here. So that's been around forever. And so has the poor bedspread. So we won't show much of that. But the rest of this was actually redone, except for the bed, where the bed was. So as you go in, what I first have are these, I guess you call them cabinets. They are just pressboard cabinets, nothing fancy. But I'm excited that I could use them to put my fabric in. So, but first of all, I'm going to show you my baskets down here with my patterns and my needle minders. So I do have more needle minders than this. This is just kind of a sampling of my personality. You'll see a lot of Route 66, old TV shows, Wizard of Oz, that kind of stuff. But I know people like to look at that, so I just left that on there for a bit for you to see. I'm kind of one of these very eclectic people in my taste in needle minders too. Here's the baskets. People were asking comments about the baskets, actually, and they love them, and I'm glad because they're actually little kid baskets. But I love them. I love sheep. I love hedgehogs. I love owls. I just said, no, 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 no. These are going to go down there instead of the regular ones, which the regular ones that were originally there are those wooden, I mean, not wooden, are those actual baskety baskets. They used to go under there. But then Chris bought these for me. And I had the idea, and they're working out pretty good. It could get maybe a little heavy after a while, but I'll show you. We've got a little clip here that I can pull. If I can get my finger in it, my arthritic finger that's gotten way too big. But anyway, you pull it, and inside I have my patterns. Way too many, but it's fun. I'm looking at my whole store, and I have them alphabetized. So like this one goes back, I think, to I. So it's just all along the way. These are all my patterns, except for the last one, which is kits. My owl is my kit box, which is already full. But those are my, and those are basically kits from like Dimensions, Bacilla, kits like that. So not kits from like designer specialty shop kits. Okay, as far as the linen, open this up. And that's how I'm doing the linen now. I have 4 shelves. And this particular one, I have my even weaves in the other cabinet on the other side. This is linen starting with 28 count and then 32. So you can see the colors. I tried to keep the colors together. This is odd sizes. I have some 46, 56, 36. And I believe I've got 37, you know, the legacy linen, some of those different counts. And then I have my 40 count up here. So that's the cabinets. And why can't I make this go smaller? Well, I guess I'll back up. Here's my lap stand that I use, that I like. A lot of stuff in here is extra stitchy stuff, wool applique, embroidery, etc. There's my Lowry stand, which I love. Under here are my baskets with my whips. 3 of them fit underneath. I do actually have 4, but the 4th one I had to put in the closet because it doesn't fit. But they fit under there so nicely, so it's all right. I just pull out the other one when I need, you know, it's like one that has whips that I probably will not get to this year. This one has whips in order of ones that I'm very much working on. These are DMC cabinets. Beautiful wood cabinets. I have not organized the threads in them yet. I have taken them out of the package, but they are not organized in there yet, so I'll have to show you that some other time. I do have some other sampler pictures on the wall. Before I show you that, I do actually have some grandkid pictures, believe it or not. Yes, my grandkids do exist, and they love me, and they know I'm a nutty stitcher, so. But those are some pictures of them. They are so fun. I love those kids so much. So anyway, some introduction on the samplers. Hopefully, I didn't check this out ahead of time. Hopefully I can remember names. This is Delaware Inspiration by Heartsease Exemplar Works. I think that's what it is. It's Teresa Baird. I did this as a class piece a number of years ago in California. This is my very first sampler. I had never gotten it framed, and I took it to Jill and Amber at Rensselaer Studios and had them frame it. And so I just love it so much with that painting around the actual frame. So, but this is called Wisdom Sampler. It's by Donna Vermillion, and you can actually, I haven't checked lately, but I know even though Donna Vermillion passed away, her daughter has been selling her patterns. So I believe that all you have to do is go on to either Etsy or onto eBay, and you can find these patterns still. I love colorful samplers, and a lot of the samplers when I first started this weren't as colorful, so I think that's why this one drew me. Though I do like the other ones too, because this one is like one that's not a colorful one. This is the Mayflower one. I have I belong to several lineage societies, and so I'm starting up my wall to also have my identity here amongst my pictures that I stitch. This was a piece by Brenda Gervais, who she did it for the 400th birthday of the Mayflower. And what I did with this piece to make it stand out just a little bit, I mean, the framing is beautiful and stuff, but I actually stitched in a different color my direct ancestor's name, which is Joan Tilley. So these are the women of the Mayflower, and so they're all stitched there, but my direct ancestor is in a different color. And another one I did for the 400th anniversary is this Little House one. So love that one. And what I did with this one is I changed it around just a little bit. Over here it had something else, but I put 400 years. And then another change I did, 1620, I did to 2020. There was something else there since it was the anniversary. Just a couple little changes. This is a Civil War one. Sorry, I'm not quite sure who it is. Did this a number of years ago, you know, says 2017. I'm eventually going to do a couple other Civil War ones. I have Confederate and Union Civil War ancestors with many tragic stories in between. So I'm going to try to put up more Civil War stitching. And then the final one that's up here now is called Plantation Sampler. This was a this is an out of print chart that Kindred Stitcher was kind enough to loan to me, and I worked on it with a friend of mine who has my same birthday, Krista. And so I changed out the colors in it to modernize it up a little bit. And Canterbury Designs is the designer. And this is my stitching table. There's my Kindle that I use for my full coverage, Patternkeeper. Behind it is my, book of days and pillows and little shaker box and, my holders for my scissors and another shaker box. I like this. This is kind of special to me. Brenda Hamwork Maniac, her husband, made these for us. So little wood holders for our scissors. So thank you, Kevin. My chair, my light, little cute thing saying friendship grows from a good friend. So, and the bed with a few doodads on it. First wool applique piece. My grandmother's wedding quilt. My aunt's, one of her crocheted blankets. Just a few little things like that. So, one of my favorite pictures, but it doesn't show up good here. It's a Dunbar picture, but with the glare of the blinds, it's not showing up. But love that girl out there in the snow feeding her sheep, trying to keep warm. One other grandkid picture thing that they made up for me. This is a little girl who's such a cute little violinist, and now she's like at the University of Utah. Oh, they grew up too fast. So that is my stitching room. Oh, one other thing, forgot. This is where my reside my newer kits. Like the other one that I showed you was like kits from the store, or like kits from many years ago, Russian kits, things like this. These are kits like that I kitted up myself at stores with all of the stuff in them, or kits from clubs, like when you belong to a different club, kit club that comes every couple months. So okay, Boy, I didn't know that would take so long. So anyway, thanks guys. See ya. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. So I'm going to end this now with my daily gratitude book. I found this quote. It's by John Barrymore, who, if any of you who are real avid movie fans, you know that John Barrymore was like one of the famous silent movie stars back in the 20s. He has a quote saying, "Happiness often sneaks in through a door that you didn't know you left open." So, very true. That gate is open there, or doors are open, and happiness will sneak through a lot of times and grab you. So, and that's what I'm hoping for you guys this week, is happiness will sneak through that door and grab you. You'll always be happy. So I've been forgetting to say the other thing. Remember the beauty that's all around there, out in the road, you know, within your community. Remember, there is beauty out there. So, and you'll find it. So anyway, love you guys. Take care. Hopefully I'll see you in a couple weeks. If not, it'll be a little longer. So anyway, have a great, great Stitchy weeks to you. Bye.